Yada dai 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 yada dai 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 yada dai 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 ho yada dai 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 yada dai 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 yada dai 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 ho yada dai 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 yada dai 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 yada dai 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 oh yada dai 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 yada dai 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 yada dai 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 oh yada dai 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 yada dai 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 yada dai 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 oh yada dai 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 yada dai 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 yada dai 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 oh one more time because this is going to be a keeper so we can learn it a bit by bit over time. Yada dai 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 yada dai 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 yada dai 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 oh yada dai 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 yada dai 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 yada dai 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 oh yada dai 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 yada dai 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 yada dai 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 oh yada dai 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 yada dai 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 yada dai 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 oh Shana Tova, Chag Samech, Good Yantef. It's good to see you again. We get to spend a lot of time together these days. It's nice for us to be able to be together for as we bring in Sukkot and we come together here in the sanctuary and whoever's joining us online. And here we are. The Sukkot is, I think, the perfect holiday to have after Yom Kippur. Our slate's wiped clean, and we have an opportunity to experience the joy of our customs, of our peoplehood. So the greeting we often give, not tomorrow, but the day after, so the days in between during Sukkot would be Moadim Simcha. And that literally means joyful times. And so this is a joyful time of the year. And between you and me, we've earned it after the work that we've done over the last 10 days. So tonight we will welcome Sukkot and have an opportunity to spend some time together in community and be prepared for the next 8 days of this festival. And to begin the festival, like we begin Shabbat or any Chag, we will have the lighting of the candles. I'd like to invite Cheryl Merritt to the Bima, and you will find the blessing for festival candle lighting on page 384. Page 384. You can use either. You'll lighten in us.
All right. We'll go old school. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvosav v'tzivanu lahadlak ner shel yontef.
Amen.
Amen.
Todah. Thank you so much, Cheryl. Our service continues on page 389. Let us read together in the middle of the page. Tonight, let our shelters be strung with the finest fruits of creation, love, fertility, prosperity, wisdom. Let us promise to feed the hungry. Let our harvest bring peace. And let us continue with the Shehekianu. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Shehekianu v'kiyamanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. Our service continues on page 468. Please rise as you are able for Chatzi Kaddish. And it's not 468. I'm so sorry. I gave you the page for the Amidah just a moment. These festival services, I don't do them as often. Our service continues on page 451. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei Rabbah. Elmad yivracheotei ve'amlik malchutei b'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayei dekol beit Yisrael bagala bagala uvizman kariv v'imeru Amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevorach le'alam u'al mehalmaya yitbarach Yitbarach v'ishtabach v'yipa'ar v'yitnoram v'yitnaseh v'yithada v'yitalev v'yithalal shivmei dekudusha b'richu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata damiran be'alma V'imeru. Amen. Let us continue with Baruch Hu on the next page. Yai la lai 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 lai. Yai la lai 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 lai. Yai la lai 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 lai. Yai la lai 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 lai. Yai la lai 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 lai. Yai la lai 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 lai. Yai la lai 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 lai. Yai la lai 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 lai. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach. HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. HaMevorach. HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. You may be seated. Our service continues on page 397. Let us read together at the bottom of the page. The colors of early evening sky blend and deepen, allowing new lights to be seen, twinkling through the branches, the promise that in darkness, new light will be revealed. And let us continue on the bottom of page 396 with the bracha, Baruch atah Adonai Hamariv Aravim. Let us turn the page. Let us read together at the bottom. Everlasting love, you offered your people Israel by teaching us Torah and mitzvot, laws and precepts. Therefore, Adonai our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, We will meditate on your laws and your commandments. We will rejoice in your Torah forever. Day and night we will reflect on them, for they are our life, and doing them lengthens our days. Never remove your love from us. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo Israel. Please rise as you are able for Shema. Shema Israel, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. You may be seated. We continue on the next page. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצטווך היום על לבבך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוקבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בעיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתיכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת. Let's continue on the top of page 141. Hold fast to dreams, for if dreams die, life is a broken winged bird which cannot fly. Hold fast to dreams, for when dreams go, life is a barren field covered with snow. Hold fast to dreams. Let us turn to the next page and let us sing Micha Mocha. Yai lai 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 ya la lai, yai lai lai ya lai 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 lai, ya lai 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 ya lai 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 ya la lai, yai la lai lai ya la lai lai lai. מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה. מלכותך ראו בניך, בוקע ים לפני משה ומרים, זה ליאנו ויאמרו, זה ליאנו ויאמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. Let us continue on the next page, page 407, and let us read together at the bottom. A season is set for everything, a time for every experience under heaven. We continue on page 408 with Hashkivenu, and this prayer, which is part of the evening liturgy, takes on special meaning for us as we enter Sukkot. We say the blessing for a Sukkot Shalom that will be upon us. So I'll lead us in Hashkivenu, a version that by Matovu. And a lot, we teach our kids this one a lot. I think most of you know it. Sing along if you do, and if you don't know it, you'll learn it. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom, l'shalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Amen. Shelter us beneath thy wings, O Adonai. Guard us from all harmful things, O Adonai. Keep us safe throughout the night, till we wake with morning's light. Teach us daily wrong from right. Amen. 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 Let us together say the bracha at the bottom of page 408. Baruch atah Adonai, hapores sukat shalom aleinu, ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim. Our service continues on page 478. Let us read together at the bottom of the page. You have chosen us in love and favor by making us holy through your mitzvot and drawing us close to your service, that through us your great and holy name may become known in all the earth. In your love, Adonai, our God, you have given us feasts of gladness and seasons of joy, this festival of Sukkot, season of our thanksgiving, to unite in worship and recall the Exodus from Egypt. We continue on page 480. In the middle of the page, we read together, our God and God of our ancestors, be mindful of your people Israel and recall our merit for good and grace, and in loving kindness and compassion for life and peace on this festival of Sukkot. Let us continue now on page 483. Let us read responsively. Let standing corn grow ripe as dewdrops bring us their blessing, food for the hungry, healing for the sick. Let the bare vines be draped with grape blossoms as the heavens yield their dew. Let oases drip with plenty and hills be draped in gladness, dressed with flowers in the colors of spring, singing your great goodness as the heavens yield their dew. Let the trees God made be fed on valley and hill, the granaries be filled with grain, the vats with wine and oil. Let every village be joyous and safe as the heavens yield their dew. Let those who spend themselves in the study of our faith shine bright as stars. You feed the hungry soul, the dry and empty heart, and fill it with delight as the heavens yield their dew. Send your sweet breeze to renew our life, restore to its ancient glory the land of our heritage. You who are good to all, let the time of redemption come and renew our life. Our God and God of our ancestors, as dew descends, let light illumine the earth. Let blessing restore the earth. Let joy and gladness abound on the earth. Let song resound on the earth, and with goodness and sustenance deliver us on earth. We will continue on page 468. Let us please rise as we are able for the Amidah. And in these blessings, let us remember the blessings for the bounty that we are provided, which this festival of Sukkot brings to our memory. Please rise as you are able. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel ve'Elohei Leah. Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora El Elyon Golmel Chasadim Tovim Vekonei Hakol Vezocher Chastei Avot v'Imahot Umivi Gula Livnei V'Nehem Leman Shemo Be'ahava Melech Ozer Umoshia Umagen Baruch Atah Adonai Magen Avraham Ve'Ezrat Sarah Atagi bor leolam Adonai, Mechaye hakoat harav lehoshia, Morid hatal, Mechalchel chayim bechesed, Mechaye hakol berachamim rabim, Somek noflim verofech cholim, Umatir asurim, Umekayem emunato, Lishenei afar, Michamocha ba'al gevurot, Umido melach, Melech memit umechaye, Umatzmiach Yeshua, Venemanat halachayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechaye hakol, Atah kadosh Hashem kadosh, Ukedoshim b'chol yom halucha selah. Baruch atah Adonai ha'el hakadosh. You may continue praying silently and be seated when you've concluded your prayers. Let us continue on page 488, and let us pray for peace. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki atahu melech Adon lechol hashalom. Ki atahu melech Adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov benecha levarech et amcha Yisrael beko et ivachosha bishlomecha. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Baruch atah Adonai, hamavarech et amo Yisrael b'shalom. We begin the conclusion of our service. Let us turn now to page 586. Please rise as you are able for Elenu. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, latet gerula leyotzeh breshit, shelo asanu kegoei haratzot, velo samanu kemishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, vegor aleinu kechol hamonam, va'anachnu korim, umishtachavim umodim, Lifnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu v'nemar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo Ushemo echad. You may be seated. Sukkot comes in allergy season. Let us turn now to page 664, and we are going to have for our closing song. We'll be singing a very familiar historical pop tune from the mid-century of the 20th century, based on the book of Ecclesiastes, or Kohelet. And this book of the Hebrew Bible is of it's of particular significance. It's a book that we traditionally read and we pay attention to in this series, in this time of Sukkot. And I think that there's always that question, why do we read this at this time? I mean, we ask ourselves that every Saturday morning, practically. If we don't ask it out loud, somebody wonders it, and that is, why is this particular Haftarah portion connected with this Shabbat? And there's usually a reason. And if there isn't a reason, we guess what the reason is. But I think the connection between Kohelet, or Ecclesiastes, and Sukkot is that the beginning of Kohelet is, basically about understanding the fragility of life and the pointlessness of expecting that things are not going to change, and that the life has cycles and existence has cycles. And Sukkot is a time for us. It is a harvest festival, right? So it is a time when we are rejoicing in the bounty that the land has produced, and that traditionally this time of year in the land of Israel is beginning to come in from agriculture. And I think that by staying too focused on trying to keep things the same, we lose our ability to rejoice in the moment. And Sukkot is about a beautiful moment that we have each year as we recognize the change of the season and the coming of the sustenance that will get us through the coming winter. So with that thought about the connection of Ecclesiastes and Sukkot, let us sing together. Turn, 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 which you'll find on page 664. We're going to be singing the version made infamous by Pete Seeger and recorded. Personally, my favorite recording is Judy Collins. And but I think the Byrds also maybe got a little more. They seem to be. I see their name associated with a little more. But for me, it's always Judy Collins, and there's a beautiful video on YouTube of her and Pete Seeger singing this together. So let us relish in this season, and let us sing together. To everything turn, turn. Let's try this again. To every. All right, just a minute. To everything turn, there we go, turn, turn, there is a season, turn, 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 and a time for every purpose under heaven. A time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, a time to reap, a time to kill, a time to heal, a time to laugh, a time to weep. To everything turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, 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 and a time for every purpose under heaven. A time to build up, a time to break down, a time to dance, a time to mourn, a time to cast away the stones, a time to gather stones together. To everything turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, 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 and a time for every purpose under heaven. A time of love, a time of hate, a time of war, a time of peace, a time you may embrace, a time to refrain from embracing. To everything turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, 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 and a time for every purpose under heaven. A time to gain, a time to lose, a time to rend, a time to sow, a time to love, a time to hate, a time for peace. I swear it's not too late. To everything turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, 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 and a time for every purpose under heaven. Chag Sameach. Good Yantiv. And now we will have an opportunity to have a nash together. The better part of weather forecasting made us decide that we should do it inside. However, if someone is adventurous and wants to experiment or not experiment, be very experienced with shaking the lulav and etrog, that is available, and I would be happy to go out into the sukkah with you to do that. But otherwise, now let us adjourn to the social hall for a nash. Chag Sameach.